In the silent expanse of deep space, the Elysium glided toward a shimmering distortion, hanging like a phantom in the void. The anomaly was unlike anything the crew had encountered, an iridescent sphere warping the stars around it. Captain Voss stood at the helm, his eyes fixed on the impossible phenomenon. "Analysis, Lieutenant Greaves," he commanded, his voice steady yet laced with unease. Greaves' fingers danced across the console. "Captain, the anomaly appears to be emitting a fluctuating energy signature. It's not natural. It's as if it's alive, responding to our presence." The crew exchanged uneasy glances as the Elysium inched closer. The anomaly pulsed, sending out waves of distorted light. Suddenly, a low hum resonated through the ship, causing the lights to flicker. "Status report," Voss barked, gripping the edge of his console. "Unknown interference," Greaves replied. "It's affecting our systems, but not in a destructive way. More like it's probing us." The hum intensified, and a strange sensation washed over the crew, a presence, observing, analyzing, waiting. The ship's AI, Terra, activated abruptly. "Captain," Terra's voice echoed, tinged with an uncharacteristic hesitation. "I have intercepted an encoded message originating from within the anomaly." Voss frowned. "Play it." A cascade of harmonic tones filled the bridge, alien, yet hauntingly beautiful. Within the tones, faint patterns emerged, forming a sequence of symbols on the central display. The crew leaned in, captivated and unnerved. "What does it mean?" murmured Dr. Alera, the ship's xenolinguist. "It's a greeting," she whispered after a pause, her voice trembling. "Or an invitation?" Voss weighed the implications. The anomaly was more than a phenomenon, it was intelligent. But was it friendly or a harbinger of something darker? "Prepare a probe," Voss ordered. "Let's see how it responds to our curiosity." As the probe launched, the anomaly reacted instantly, engulfing the device in a swirl of light. The harmonic tones shifted, growing louder and more complex. A wave of energy surged through the ship, illuminating the crew in a dazzling glow. "Captains," Terra warned, "we're being pulled in." The Elysium lurched forward, drawn into the anomaly's core. Time and space twisted around them, and the crew braced for the unknown. What lay beyond the anomaly's veil was no longer a question. They were about to find out. The ship vanished into the light, leaving only silence in its wake. Within the blinding light of the anomaly, the Elysium drifted into an endless expanse of swirling colors and fragmented stars. The view outside the ship was mesmerizing, like the universe had been shattered and reassembled by an artist with a surreal vision. "Are we still in our universe?" murmured Greaves, his voice barely above a whisper. Dr. Alera stared out of the viewport, her hands trembling. "If we are, it's a part of it we were never meant to see." Captain Voss scanned the bridge, ensuring his crew was steady. "Terra, status?" The AI's voice echoed with an unsettling calm. "We are within an energy field beyond standard spatial dimensions. Systems remain operational, but navigation is irrelevant. There is no identifiable destination." The ship's sensors suddenly flared to life. A series of shapes began forming in the distance, massive structures that defied logic. Some twisted like spirals into infinity, others shimmered, appearing solid one moment and transparent the next. "Captain, we're not alone," Greaves reported, his voice tight with apprehension. "Something is moving there." On the display, a shadowy form appeared. It seemed fluid yet purposeful, shifting through the kaleidoscope of light as if it were part of the anomaly itself. "Identify," Voss ordered, leaning closer to the monitor. "It's not a ship," Greaves replied. "No thermal signature, no detectable propulsion. It's just energy shaped like a being." Before anyone could react, the entity approached the Elysium, halting just outside the viewport. It radiated a strange warmth, its form pulsing in rhythm with the tones still echoing through the ship. Then, without warning, it spoke, not in words, but directly into their minds. "Why have you come?" The voice resonated through each crew member's consciousness, gentle yet commanding. Voss took a deep breath, stepping forward. We detected your signal. We sought to understand. You are bold, the voice responded, tinged with what felt like curiosity. Many fear the unknown and turn away. You venture toward it. Why? Dr. Ilera stepped beside Voss. Because the pursuit of knowledge defines us. We seek to learn, to connect, to grow. The entity's form shimmered, its colors intensifying. Knowledge is a burden and a gift. Those who seek it must be prepared to bear its weight. Are you ready? The bridge fell silent. The crew exchanged uncertain glances, and Voss finally nodded. We are. The entity's light expanded, engulfing the ship. In that moment, each crew member saw visions, memories of their past, fears they'd buried, hopes they'd dared not voice. The anomaly was testing them, probing their resolve. When the light faded, the Elysium was no longer in the swirling expanse. They were back in normal space, but something had changed. The ship's systems buzzed with new data, and the crew felt different, as if touched by something greater than themselves. The anomaly is gone, Terra reported. We're receiving new coordinates. They seem to lead farther into the unknown. Captain Voss stood tall, a faint smile on his lips. Set a course. Let's see where this journey takes us. And with that, the Elysium ventured onward, forever changed by its encounter with the anomaly's veil. As the Elysium accelerated toward the newly received coordinates, an air of quiet contemplation filled the bridge. Each crew member carried the weight of their experience within the anomaly. The encounter had left questions unanswered, yet it had also gifted them with a profound sense of connection to the universe, to each other, and to something far greater than they could articulate. Dr. Ilera broke the silence, her voice soft but resolute. Captain, what if this is only the beginning? The entity gave us knowledge, but we don't yet understand its purpose. What if we're being guided for reasons? Voss leaned back in his chair, his gaze fixed on the stars ahead. I think you're right, Doctor. Whatever lies at the end of this path, we were chosen to find it. The question now is, are we ready for what comes next? Terra interrupted, its tone more human than ever before. Captain, the data from the anomaly contains fragments of an ancient star map. It appears to detail a route to an uncharted sector of the galaxy. The coordinates we're following align with this map. Let's see it, Voss said. The main display flickered to life, revealing a three-dimensional projection of the galaxy. The star map highlighted a faint, winding path through dense nebulae and clusters of unstable stars, leading to a singular point marked by a glowing beacon. Greaves frowned, studying the map. That endpoint, it's deep in the galactic core. No ship has ever survived going that far. Until now, Voss replied, his voice firm. We've already defied the impossible. This ship and this crew are capable of more than we realize. As the Elysium ventured deeper into uncharted space, strange phenomena began to occur. Entire constellations seemed to shift positions, as if the very fabric of space were alive. A massive energy wave surged past the ship, igniting the surrounding void in a cascade of brilliant light. It's as if the universe is reacting to us, Greaves muttered, awestruck. Suddenly, an alert blared across the bridge. Terra's voice returned, urgent and unwavering. Multiple unknown objects detected. They are approaching at high speed. The crew braced themselves as the display lit up with shapes, sleek, crystalline vessels moving with precision and purpose. The vessels formed a tight perimeter around the Elysium, their surfaces reflecting the distant starlight in shimmering patterns. Are they hostile? Voss asked. No weapons detected, Terra replied. They appear to be scanning us. A moment later, a beam of light shot from one of the vessels, enveloping the Elysium. The harmonic tones from the anomaly returned, this time clearer and more structured. They're trying to communicate, Dr. Ilera realized. But it's not like the anomaly. This is mechanical, artificial. The tones resolved into a voice, cold and precise. Travelers, you are trespassing in restricted space. State your purpose. Voss stepped forward, his voice calm but commanding. We are explorers. We followed the guidance of an anomaly that led us to these coordinates. We seek knowledge and connection, not conflict. There was a pause, and then the voice responded. You were guided here by the guardians of the veil. They have judged you worthy. Proceed, but know this. The path ahead will test your resolve, your unity, and your very humanity. The crystalline vessels parted, revealing a massive gateway of pulsating energy. It loomed before the Elysium, a portal to an even greater unknown. Voss took a deep breath, his gaze unwavering. Helm, take us through? As the Elysium crossed the threshold, the crew felt the weight of their journey settle upon them. They were no longer merely explorers. They were pioneers of a destiny forged by forces beyond their comprehension. Whatever awaited them on the other side, they knew one thing for certain. There was no turning back. As the Elysium passed through the gateway, the universe itself seemed to dissolve into a cascade of blinding light and cascading energy. For a moment, every crew member felt suspended between reality and illusion, their senses overwhelmed by the vastness of what lay beyond. Then, as abruptly as it began, the turbulence ceased. The ship emerged into a realm unlike anything they had ever imagined. The void here wasn't dark, it was vibrant, alive with luminous streams of energy and floating islands of crystalline matter that shimmered with every color imaginable. Massive structures hung in the void, their architecture alien and impossibly intricate, as if shaped by hands that understood dimensions humans could only theorize about. The bridge was silent, each crew member transfixed by the surreal landscape outside. Where are we? Greaves finally whispered, his voice barely audible over the hum of the ship's systems. Tara's voice came through, subdued but awed. This space defies all known physical laws. It exists outside of our universe, a nexus of realities. Sensors detect vast reservoirs of energy and traces of sentient activity. Dr. Alara moved to the main console, her fingers trembling as she analyzed the data. This isn't just another part of the galaxy. This could be the birthplace of the Anomaly, where the Guardians originated. Suddenly, the ship's lights dimmed, and a beam of golden light enveloped the bridge. The crew froze as a figure began to materialize within the light, a being composed entirely of radiant energy. Its form was fluid, constantly shifting between humanoid and abstract shapes. You have passed the first threshold, the being said, its voice resonating directly in their minds. Few have the courage to seek the unknown. Fewer still possess the wisdom to embrace it. Captain Voss stepped forward, his voice steady. Who are you? Why were we brought here? I am a keeper, the being replied. A guardian of this nexus, where the fabric of existence converges. You were chosen because your world stands at the precipice of discovery and destruction. The knowledge you seek here has the power to save or doom countless lives. Dr. Alara spoke up, her voice a mix of awe and determination. What is this knowledge? What are we meant to do with it? The keeper extended a glowing appendage, and the Elysium's display screens lit up with images, visions of advanced technologies, thriving civilizations, and harmonious ecosystems. But these were interspersed with scenes of devastation, worlds consumed by war, societies torn apart by greed, and entire star systems collapsing under their own hubris. The choice is yours, the keeper said. The path to enlightenment requires balance, understanding the responsibility that comes with power. If you wish to proceed, you must prove your unity and resolve. As the light faded, the bridge returned to normal, but the sense of gravity lingered. The keeper had left them with a challenge, to confront not only the mysteries of the Nexus, but also their own capacity to wield the knowledge it offered. We've come this far, Voss said, his gaze sweeping across his crew. We can't stop now. Whatever tests lie ahead, we face them together. The crew nodded in agreement, their determination solidifying. The Elysium powered forward, deeper into the Nexus, ready to uncover the secrets that could reshape the destiny of not just their world, but countless others. As the Elysium ventured further into the Nexus, the environment grew increasingly surreal. The crystalline structures morphed and pulsed in harmony with the ship's movements, as though responding to its presence. Streams of energy coalesced into patterns that seemed almost deliberate, like messages written in the very fabric of reality. The crew worked tirelessly, deciphering the phenomena around them. Dr. Alara, alongside Terra, led the effort to decode the energy signatures. "These streams aren't random," she said, her voice tinged with excitement. "They're a language, a combination of mathematics, light, and sound." Terra chimed in. "Preliminary analysis suggests the patterns are instructions. They outline a series of tasks that must be completed to access the Nexus's core." Voss leaned forward in his chair. "What kind of tasks?" Terra hesitated for a moment before responding. "They appear to test the qualities the Keeper mentioned: unity, resolve, and responsibility. The first challenge is directly ahead." The ship approached a colossal structure floating in the void, a maze of shifting geometric shapes that seemed impossible to navigate. Energy pulses radiated from the structure, creating an intricate web of light and shadow. "That doesn't look welcoming," Greaves muttered. Terra's voice remained calm. "The maze appears to be a test of unity. Success requires the entire crew to synchronize their efforts. Failure may result in disintegration." "Great," Greaves added with a dry laugh. "No pressure." Voss stood, his expression resolute. "This crew has faced impossible odds before. We'll get through this, together." Dr. Alara and Terra coordinated the ship's systems, aligning them with the maze's shifting pathways. The bridge crew worked in perfect unison, adjusting the Elysium's trajectory and power distribution to navigate the maze's complex patterns. Minutes felt like hours as the ship twisted and turned through the labyrinth, narrowly avoiding walls of pulsating energy. At one point, a sudden shift in the maze's structure left them moments from disaster. Greaves, reacting instinctively, rerouted power to the ship's thrusters, propelling them clear of the collapsing pathway. "Nice save, Greaves," Voss said, his voice steady despite the tension. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the Elysium emerged from the maze. The crew erupted into cheers, their relief palpable. Terra's voice cut through the celebration. "Challenge 1 complete. The second task lies ahead." As the ship continued, they encountered a massive sphere of light, its surface rippling with energy. Terra analyzed the structure, its tone growing somber. "This challenge tests resolve. The sphere contains a simulated reality designed to exploit the fears and doubts of those who enter. Only those who confront their deepest vulnerabilities will succeed." Voss nodded, addressing the crew. "This is voluntary. If anyone feels unprepared, you can stay aboard the ship. No judgment." To his pride, every crew member stepped forward. "Then let's face it together," Voss said. As they entered the sphere, the crew found themselves in a strange, dreamlike landscape where their worst fears and past regrets came to life. Voss faced a haunting memory of a mission gone wrong, where he had lost half his team. Alara saw a future where knowledge had destroyed her world. Greaves confronted a vision of his family blaming him for his choice to explore the stars. But each of them found strength in their bonds. They reminded each other of their shared purpose, their unity cutting through the illusions like a beacon. When they re-emerged from the sphere, the Keeper's voice resonated in their minds. "You have proven your resolve. The final challenge awaits, the test of responsibility." The crew braced themselves as the Elysium approached the heart of the Nexus, ready to face whatever lay ahead. They knew that their choices would shape not only their fate, but the future of countless worlds.